love a buttered biscuit.
Dropped a grumpy, pardon the term, onto the bed.
Oh my. How you
Oh my.
You look absolutely wonderful this evening. It's good
Thank
to see
you.
So
Good to
what's
see you
been
too.
going on? You just get off work?
I got off work at like 2 p.m. and then
Okay. So you're
had
like,
to go put gas and got some lunch. I got a rotisserie chicken from Fraser Farms.
yeah,
Costco does it better.
yeah. I hate whenever that happens. Hey Farrell, good to see you. Yeah,
Farrell!
so oh my God. I'm sitting there doing the going through, oh, we got the Depp stuff, and when it was running through my head what we were talking about last night about all those names being released, I was like, holy crap, that it was all released, and
Well, so I went through the document.
there's 953, 54 pages or something.
Right, but that PDF that I sent you,
It's in there.
it's the transcript. That's only like 90 pages.
Yeah, I know. That's only a
The
piece of
whole list hasn't been released yet. It's the court transcript.
right.
So I thought, why not? We can go through the court transcript, and
Absolutely.
we can do our little voices that we do.
A little take on it. You shall be crushed. My name is Gazelle, or whatever her name was. Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Gate. That's what I call her. I call her
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Like,
My
who the fuck
God.
spells her name like that?
It's her father that gave her that name, It's not her fault.
Her father did her dirty.
Well, I'm sure he did that too, but he gave her a crappy name.
Oh my. Oh yeah, I gotta send you my work schedule because I'm working 5 days a week now.
Ooh.
But I get off of work before the usual time that we stream, so it shouldn't affect our streaming.
Yeah, and if it ends up changing certain things, that's fine too. It makes it awesome. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, that's the perks of my uncle's having multiple locations because.
So is that evening on Monday?
No, that's in the morning. Oh wait, yeah, evening.
Okay.
Afternoon
I
to
just
evening. Yeah.
wanted to be sure. Okay.
I confused myself.
Evening.
I'm retarded.
Yeah. No, that looks, that's fine. Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday is gonna be long days, but it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, so you'll be working at one location and then going to the other location, so you can like shove more old ladies into manhole covers. I love it.
It's so fun. You should try it sometime.
Well,
their walkers out of the way, when they're assholes, you just see her like, oops, I accidentally touched your walker. Fall.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, I've changed out your tennis balls on your walker. I've
like really worn out slippery ones so that it slides out from under them.
Actually, I think that's what those little slippery ones are supposed to. That's what the tennis balls are supposed to do, is make it slippery. So they're supposed to slide it across the floor.
Yeah,
easier.
But it's supposed to make it like easier for them to walk. But I'm talking like put worn down ones that are like super slippery. So like if they're barely touching it, they're like,
like maybe put some Astroglide on them or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or soak it in WD-40.
Oh, you know what WD-40 is awesome for? Getting rid of stickers on crap.
Yes.
Like
I actually used it to get the door, the car door.
Yeah, weather stripping.
Yeah, that. Well, one side fell off due to like the weather stuff, so I was like, let me just take all 4 of them off, like the bumper, like the guards. So I'm like, let me just take all 4 of them off. I use WD-40 and it looks brand new. However, I will say the spoiler of the car, today I noticed it because I washed my car. And as I was drying it, I saw the spoiler. Honda uses really shitty paint. It looks worn out. Like,
That just has to do with what's in that paint. Other than that, it's actually pretty good stuff.
otherwise, I mean, I take care of my car. I wax it every 3-4 months. I take care of it, so it's like I know it ain't me.
Yeah. I mean, we, a lot. Yeah. WD-40 is stands for water displacement. Made to dry things out. Yeah. The cool part about what WD-40 is, a lot of people don't realize that, like, those stickers you get on the bottom of like new China and crap like that, where you're sitting there, you try and you scrub it and it doesn't do anything. Just
Or
get some
like it rips in
WD-40 and
half.
yeah, just get some WD-40 and some paper towel and it'll come right off. Those stickers that you get, like those tow away stickers on your car and stuff like that. Yeah, just spray it down with some WD-40, let it soak in, and then just take a plastic scraper and you can make it come right off. It just shrivels that stuff all up. We used to get this stuff when I was welding, that it's a 2-part material, and what you do is you spray it with this red goo, and then you spray it with some white goo, and what it'll do is the red goo will come out of the white goo. It'll show like cracks in seams. So if you've got a crack in a weld, it because it's really penetrative oil that's dyed red, and so you'll see like cracks in it. We used to use that to loosen up rusted bolts and stuff like that. You just take some of that, just put that lube on there, and it'll loosen up all that rust, because it goes in between. It's made to do that, is go in between those fine things. It's very viscous, so makes it really easy to get nuts and bolts loose. We used to use that crap quite a bit. Just spray it with white goo. That's what she said. I can't remember the name of the stuff. It's been 25 years since I've worked with that crap. I can't remember everything, but yeah, we used to use it to check for cracks and welds. You're working on something, you're like, I can't figure out why this isn't working. Just put that stuff in there, and then you can grind it all out and follow that crack all the way down. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that really doesn't change our schedule at all. It just
Nope.
gives you more work. Liquid magnaflux. That might be it.
Yeah, and I actually was thinking about it. I'm like, that works perfectly, because I was thinking about doing the JR chats on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So I can do it at like 3 p.m. my time. So I'll be home by then
Oh yeah.
on Wednesdays. So
perfect.
So
you streamed earlier today?
No, I was at work.
Okay. Well, I
didn't stream today.
Okay.
I streamed yesterday, but that's what I was thinking about making my streaming schedule as.
Yeah.
I'll game whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, whenever I put my gaming channel up, it was because not all the time do I want to have a discussion on YouTube or anything like that. And if I do, why not have a game playing?
Yeah. That's what I do with the chat. Like when I do the late night gaming streams, I'll be gaming and I'll be talking to the chat the whole time. That's literally all they are, is just me and the chat hanging out.
Yep.
Totally fun.
It is fun. It is fun, because I've seen some of those and I'm just like, this is hilarious. I love it. We get inspiration from other people, and that's I think what is really important. I mean, you wouldn't believe how Farrell and Kaiser and we were sitting around talking. I don't know, were you there that night? I know the three of us for certain were there. We were talking about after doing a show. I was like, what? That's a great idea. Rewriting, Harry Potter and reading it just for entertainment and have a blast with it. It's like, why don't we come up with some stories, and we'll let chat like throw in their input on it, whatever they want to have. We've had Valhalla riding goats into battle, going against Max Mura with feral housewife as his concubine. I'm serious. It's that, and that inspiration comes from just having that conversation with somebody. Nobody's sitting there going, oh, I own the rights to this. It's just like, no, well, let's have some fun with it. I've seen other creators like go off of doing that. I don't know if it was just maybe that time of the month and everybody sort of had the same idea. But I've seen other creators like come up with ideas of like having AI, like Winning did AI writing songs about people and stuff like that. It's like, dude, that's so awesome. Like, why not have some fun with
Yeah, and
it?
it was really fun too.
Yeah.
Jack Tarlad, good to
Jack
see you.
Tarlad, good to see you, man. Well, the print is in the middle of doing something. So what I can do is get this thing set up. Awesome. Ooh, we'll see about that. That could be interesting. MG sent me an invite tonight. I was like, ooh, tonight's going to be a good one. Tonight will be.
Yeah, he just sent me the link, so I'm not his forgotten stepchild tonight.
You weren't his forgotten stepchild. I didn't want to give him hell. I figured it's better if you give him hell about it.
Yeah, I forgot whose chat I was in. I think it was the experts. When on Friday Night Live, when I left early, I was still hanging out in the chat while I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and MG was in the chat as well. And I was like, "Hi, Dad. How are you?" Actually, no, it was when I was still on panel because my headline still says MG Law's forgotten stepchild. So I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be so funny in the chat when I'm like, hi, Dad,' because my headline says that."
Yes. Love it. Oh my God. No, my voice is sounding much better too. So
Oh yeah.
That was, I spent way too much time with MG last night. I hope he's doing good this morning because he was tired. He was like, "Oh, I've got to drive in a few hours." I'm like, I got to get up in like less than 2.
There was another school pew-pewing today.
Yeah.
In Iowa.
Yeah. That's a little suspicious it would happen around this time, wouldn't it?
Oh, it was another Trin.
Was it really?
That's what this article says.
We might discuss that later also.
We should.
Some of these things
Definitely
we'll
save it for when we get to Rumble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We won't be all here all night tonight. That is for damn sure. We'll be taking this to the Rumble side here at some point. Oh my.
Ambassador and to work
all right.
on women's rights issues.
Back to this guy.
Issues of gender-based violence. Jerry was coming up with specific things that were of significant policy importance to the ACLU that could be the subject matter of an op-ed written by Amber.
Directing your attention a few lines down, he uses the acronym GBV. What does that mean?
Gender-based violence.
Then further down, he says, if she feels comfortable, she can interweave her personal story, saying how painful it is as a GBV survivor to witness these setbacks. What is the ACLU referring to when it talks about her personal story?
There were a number of things that Amber had expressed from her personal story about her having been a survivor of gender-based violence. And so
her wife was beating the hell out of her, according to her.
We want them to tell authentic stories about our issues in the public, and to the extent that they have any personal direct experiences, for that to be part of their story for the public.
So the ACLU was not forcing her to relate her own experience with GBV. It was leaving it up to Ms. Heard's discretion, correct?
Correct.
And Exhibit 31 was prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, correct?
Correct.
And it was maintained in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, correct?
Correct.
Let's move to Exhibit 33, please. Mr. Doherty, asking you to please look at Exhibit 33 and ask whether you've ever seen this before.
I have.
See the email from Robin Schulman to Jessica Weitz dated November 14th at 10:58 a.m.
Yes.
Who is Jessica
Hey, Gutter
Schulman?
Girl, good to see you.
Robin Schulman is a person in the communications department.
I gotta blow my
who
nose.
is no longer with us, but who had expertise in issues involving gender issues.
Well, you anticipated my next question. Is
Reading it
Robin
right now.
Schulman still at the ACLU?
Hey, Gutter Girl.
And
See you.
is she an attorney?
I don't know whether she's an attorney. A number of our communications department staff members are, but I don't know. She wasn't working as an attorney.
Ms. Schulman is asking Ms. Weitz, what's the status of this situation? What situation was she referring to?
The situation is whether we are going to be doing an op-ed with Amber.
Okay, and moving up on the page, there's an email from Jerry Johnson who says, quote, Jess had drinks with Amber last night, and it sounds like she was able to confirm with her that we'll be doing the first draft.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
It is often a decision has to be made when we're working with ambassadors or with other people who are speaking to the public, who does the first draft of the document. So it sounds here that Jerry is saying that that from Jess's conversation with Amber, we are moving forward with some kind of an op-ed, and that ACLU communications department staff members would be writing the first draft of it.
And Jess refers to Jessica Weitz.
Yes.
Okay, let's please turn to Exhibit 35, please. Have you ever seen this document before, Mr. Doherty?
And yes, I have seen this document. Thanks, Michael. I didn't.
And what is it?
This is a series of communications about it's the result of a series of communications about the op-ed that Amber, under Amber's name, took place with a media outlet. And so this is Jessica Weitz sending a draft of that to Amber.
Great. And let's go to the first email first, the email that starts in the second half of ACLU 185. It purports to be from Robin Schulman to Jessica Weitz on November 29. Do you see that?
I do.
And is she attaching the first draft of the op-ed to that email?
So I assumed that it was not an attachment, but it was just pasted into an email, but I can't tell from this. I don't see anybody saying attached. So it could be either, but what I see this as is Robin sending a note to Jess Weitz for Jess Weitz to then forward to Amber.
Understood. Robin says, I tried to gather your fire and rage and really interesting analysis and shape that into an op-ed form.
Totally get drinks with Amber.
What does that refer to?
That refers to the effort for our ACLU ambassadors to speak publicly in a way that is impactful, that is shows the importance of the issues and how important they are personally to individuals. And in this case, therefore, Amber's passion for working on gender-based violence issues and speaking about it. And
Sorry.
Love it.
Yes, your dandruff looks extra flaky tonight.
And so when she's referring to fire and rage, that's
That-
fire and rage,
That is
correct?
perfect,
that's
perfect
my
right there. I
read of
love
this,
it.
even though I recognize
Need
that
a
What would I
t-shirt.
do without
because it's an
KLI?
email from Robin to Jess.
You totally need a coffee cup that says something like that. Jess, your dandruff looks extra flaky tonight. And you just give it to your guests on your show.
I love it.
Love it. KLI, it's awesome. Like, what did it, like this?
He's my favorite person in chat because he understands the assignment. You never ever compliment me. Insults only.
Exactly. I'll compliment you and there ain't shit you can do about it. So tough crap. You can boot me from your channel, but that's okay.
I would never do that.
No, I know. I was thinking about this hat that my wife has that says my dog and I are talking shit about you.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. It's a hat, like, just a baseball cap like this, and it has that up there on the top. It says, my dog and I are talking shit about you. Like, yes. We saw that in Blue
Hell
Ridge,
yeah.
and she was just like, no, I'm not gonna. I was like, that hat made you laugh. It drew your eyes to it. It made you laugh. It is something that you found absolutely humorous because that is your personality. She goes, yeah, that's true. I was like, how much is it? I was like, never mind. Don't worry about it. Just buy the damn thing. That's what a little bit of a vacation is for. I'm not saying, because my wife is not the type of person that goes into shops and has to buy something at every little place. That's just not her.
My mom is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I hate going shopping with her.
Yeah, you're going to be arms loaded up with stuff. And you're like, damn it. All you had to do is just pick one shirt.
Or like when we go to Costco, the minute we get home, oh, I have to pee every single time, never fails. And then I have to bring down everything by myself. I'm like, just don't bullshit. Just go inside. Stop saying, oh my God, I have to pee. And like trying to make a run for it. Just
see, that's what you do. Like you beat her to the punch.
Tell her that I have to pee and just run inside before her. I can't do that. She's old. I mean, it's not like I let her carry anything heavy anyways. So it's
whenever
really
you come
funny.
back, you have like a depends with you. Say, I got this for you, Mom, so you don't have to worry about it. Give it to her before you go.
And then you'll never hear from me again because she killed me.
What is this? Ah, yes. The fun we have.
And the rage would be directed against Johnny Depp, who purportedly abused her. Correct?
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I didn't even, I thought it was KLI making jokes again. Hey, Flatty, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey.
She's awesome. She came over from Gutters.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
I didn't take it to mean that. I took it to mean fire and rage about gender-based violence issues.
Was it your understanding that it was Robin Schulman who prepared the first draft of the op-ed?
Yes.
Really?
And Robin says to Jessica, your lawyers should review this for the way I skirted around talking about your marriage. Whose lawyers is she referring to there?
I believe these are Amber's regular advisors or who were involved in the
cat in the background.
review negotiation of the NDA between Amber and Johnny Depp.
And then if you look at, direct your attention to the top email from Jessica White's to Amber Heard. She says to Amber, apologies for the delay, but we have needed to pass this through quite a few lawyers. What lawyers did Jessica White's pass the op-ed through?
These were lawyers in the Women's Rights Project of the ACLU, plus the director of the Center for Liberty, the deputy legal director of the ACLU, who runs the Center for Liberty within.
So yesterday he was saying, oh, that we had no lawyers talking, no lawyers looked at this. No lawyers were involved in this. He kept saying that. And all of a sudden it's just like, well, I mean, we had the lawyers for this group and lawyers for that group and lawyers for this group. I mean, could have been any one of them that talked. I don't know who all could have been. No, these people actually read it because they wanted to make sure she wouldn't get a defamation lawsuit against her. Like, and they probably said, if it's true, there's no reason to be worried about it. I mean, that would be my assumption. So if she lied to them and told them that this was true, just saying.
In which is the Women's Rights Project, and even the legal director of the ACLU, who runs the whole legal department, our programmatic litigation work on behalf of civil liberties, David Cole.
But it never got to your level, correct?
Well, David Cole is at my level, just to be clear. He also reports to the executive director, but it never got to me or anybody on my team.
No one asked you to review the first draft of the op-ed?
No.
Did anybody ever ask you to review any drafts of the op-ed, including the final draft that was published in the Washington Post?
No.
She says, I want to make sure nothing was said in here that puts you in jeopardy with your NDA. What does that refer to?
The non-disclosure agreement that was entered into between Depp and Heard in connection with the dissolution of their marriage and the settlement agreement.
He doesn't know what an NDA is?
A document that was...
Yeah, he just said, he just gave the technical term.
He's like, what is that? What's an NDA?
Yeah.
Tell me you're a moron without knowing you're a moron. I'm like freaking retarded, and I know what that is.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Was it prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes.
Was it kept in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
That guy really needs to let his cats out because they're going crazy in the background. They're all meow, meow.
The sirens.
I know.
And I wonder if he's in downtown LA, because downtown LA, it's literally all day. That's all you're going to hear. All day and night.
Yeah, like people don't, unless you've lived there, you don't realize there's always helicopters flying around over LA with spotlights shining down. And it's like really, well, you just need to get brighter lights. There's something, because this is a waste of money.
Oh, all those police chases I watch that are in LA.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to say 98% of the time they just end up letting the suspects get away because LAPD.
Yeah. We got his license plate number. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's just like, why are we doing this?
Wasting resources.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's move please to Exhibit 37. Have you ever seen Exhibit 37 before?
Yes.
Yes, that's my penis.
This is a
rather large phallic object.
The op-ed that Robin is sending to Amber after a conversation that they had to discuss the issues in the op-ed, and in particular, to have a conversation about the op-ed. And And then she sends her changes that were made to the op-ed that were relating to things that Robin and Amber discussed during that meeting.
And to be clear, this next draft of the op-ed reflects changes that Robin Schulman made after she met in person with Amber Heard. Is that correct?
Correct.
What did Ms. Schulman and Ms. Heard discuss during their in-person meeting?
My understanding is that they discussed some of the personal experiences that Amber Heard has had that that Robin used to incorporate into the op-ed.
And isn't it true that Ms. Heard's advisors initially revised the draft to remove any reference to Ms. Heard's marriage or divorce?
I recall a number of email communications back and forth among ACLU personnel and Ms. Heard's attorneys where they were suggesting edits to the op-ed relating to matters covered in the NDA.
And then isn't it also true that there were some at the ACLU who expressed their belief that excising those references to her marriage and divorce from Johnny Depp made the op-ed less impactful, correct?
It is correct. That is correct.
We have Baldo over on
But
Rumble
ultimately,
saying, isn't
based
that
on
hearsay?
those voices,
Yeah.
Ms. Heard pushed to get that excised material back into the op-ed so it could be more impactful. True?
That's not my understanding. My understanding is that the language that wound up in the final op-ed piece was very different from the original language that Robin included in the op-ed after having spoken with Amber about her personal experiences.
And how was it different?
Well, we took took all the stuff out that was really disprovable. We had to get rid of all that. Like, we couldn't really, say, yeah, he threw her down 10 flights of stairs. We didn't really have any proof of that. We had to eliminate that stuff out. We had to water it down a little bit. Oh, he might have backhanded her. I mean, look at the rings on his hands. My gosh. Man, you see the rings on his hands. You get hit with those rings. I've seen what those things will do. Being a musician, you see a lot of guys that have basically brass knuckles on their fingers. You get in a scuffle with one of those scrawny ass bastards, and they'll put a hurting on you in a heartbeat. Those rings are made to cause like physical damage because most of these guys can't fight worth a damn. That's not. They're more concerned with.
So
learning,
would you say when I
learning
see a dude that has a lot of rings on, it usually means he can't fight?
Not necessarily.
His life?
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I was about to fight a homeless dude today. He was walking past my car. He was like looking inside it. I'm like, if he doesn't back the fuck away from my car, I'm gonna go sock him.
Yeah. Go put a hurt.
Don't you dare break into my car.
Yeah, take those keys and ball them up. And
I don't even have anything in my car for him to take. So it's like, why are you looking in my car? No, I emptied the shit out of my car because, well, first of all, I have dogs. They like to eat stuff. So there's nothing in my car.
Maybe he was looking for a bathroom.
Not my car. Damn.
Girl. All right. So I lived in this place here in Atlanta that was lofts, but they weren't supposed to be. They were supposed to basically be like little businesses. It is business now, and it was like a U-Haul warehouse kind of thing. So one day I'm sitting there, and I hear someone come down the thing and pounding on the door to our loft, and I get up. I start walking, and my roommate got there first. He was like, "What the fuck?" So I was like, you might want to file a police report. He's like, "Why would I want to file a police report? Why? What the hell is going on?" He's like, "We just had a homeless guy break out every fucking window on every car in the parking lot with a cinder block. Like, he walked through with a cinder block and busted out every single car door window."
My God.
And we're
Yeah, I
talking
would've
about 80 or 90 people living there. So 80 or 90 cars got their shit busted out. Glasses everywhere. It is like this temperature, like it is right now. It's cold as fuck out. So yeah, because he was looking for change or something like that, because they caught him. Yeah, they caught the dude. Guy held him at gunpoint, waiting for the cops to show up. It took him an hour to get there. The guy's like sitting there on the ground shivering, just like, it's like, I don't care. You busted out my window. Like, that's a brand new fucking truck. I don't even know if I can get a window for that thing right now. I mean, he hadn't even made his first payment on it. He was so pissed. But
Oh,
dude
no.
busted out the driver's side and the passenger side with a cinder block.
Yeah, I
It
would
was
be
just like,
super pissed if anyone did that to my car.
dude, he was so livid. It's like he was caught the dude in his car. It's because the alarm went off, and he had it hooked up to whatever thing on his phone or some crap like that. And he came out of that house, and he was wearing a pair of shorts, carrying that 9mm. He's just like, it was like, what the fuck? Someone's stealing my truck, you know? And he comes running out. He's wearing slippers and a pair of shorts, puts the guy on the ground, tells his girlfriend, because she came out because she heard him like haul ass out of there. He didn't even close the doors. She comes out. He's like, go get me something warm to put on. I'm not leaving this guy for a second. I'm holding him until the cops get here.
Nope.
It's like,
Yeah, that's why I was staring him down like this. And my coworker's like, "What are you staring at?" And I like pointed his way, and I made sure he saw me pointing at him and watching him. I'm like, if he goes anywhere near my car or tries to break in,
whenever
well,
we were on tour, we had like little CB radios so we could communicate with each other. Just like, you know, also you get really fucking bored whenever you're touring and you're driving from, you know, Texas to Florida. And you're like, what the fuck? You know, this is before you really had good cell phone coverage and crap like that. So we're just like, you know, got these CB radios, and I still had one in my truck whenever I went to work at the Taft building. And I come out one morning, motherfucker busted out the no, they didn't bust out the window on mine because they could get in through the back, like the back sliding glass window. So they opened up that, and then reached over, unlocked the door, and then got into my car, which was just like this Datsun pickup truck, the Datsun Mitsubishi pickup truck. So they climbed in there. They take the fucking CB out of there. And I mean, it literally was just sitting in place. It wasn't mounted to anything. It just had a place that fit perfect. It stole that, and then goes down the street and stole a damn box cutter that I didn't even knew was in my goddamn truck. Cut open this lady's convertible top, went in and got caught by a cop with his legs sticking out of the top of the convertible, breaking into her car. And I'm like, son of a bitch, my car got stolen. Shit got stolen out of my car. And dude, like, police officer comes pulling up, and he was just like, you know this guy? I was like, no, I don't know this guy. He goes, is this yours? Holds up the radio. I was like, yeah. Because you want to press charges? I was like, can I have my radio back? He goes, and then he holds up this box cutter. He goes, "Is this yours?" I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. It was, but I was like, fuck no. You can keep it. Like a $3 box cutter. It's such a crappy thing. Poor lady, she had a nice car and some dude just feet sticking up. I can imagine Jess running into this guy. She'd be just like pulling the door open and kicking the shit out of him.
This is true.
Just stopping it. What are you doing,
I'm an
asshole?
asshole.
Oh, my ribs hurt now.
So Baldo over on Rumble was like, but it's a video deposition, and Amber's team didn't object to hearsay because Elaine Bredehoft wouldn't know what hearsay was if it was written in a book.
No.
Then he's like, hang on. And then I asked him if he wants to join us. And he said, I'm in the middle of setting up my mic. Give me a few. So we're going to have Baldo joining us.
Yeah, Abomination's over here on my side, hanging out. It's so awesome. You know, it's really amazing that we have these nice little spaces where an Abomination should be hanging out there the whole time, because that's where it's going to get real a little bit later on tonight. Mm-hmm. We're going to be going through some stuff. I can't wait. Let's get through this guy's deposition. He's such a
it did not refer directly to Ms. Heard's relationship with Johnny Depp.
Okay, let's move ahead, please, to Exhibit 38.
Yes, sir, stand by.
Mr. Doherty, have you ever seen this document before?
Mr. Daddy.
Yes.
Is this one of the documents you reviewed in preparation for your deposition?
Yes.
What does this relate to?
So this relates to Stacey Sullivan, who reported to Terry Tang, and her role with respect to this op-ed piece was to think about the best place to place it and to make the contacts with the media in order to get it placed.
And she suggests here that the outlets that the ACLU and Ms. Heard was considering were the New York Times, the Washington Post, Team Vogue, and USA Today. Is that correct?
So not Stacey, but Jerry, who I think you said she, Jerry is a he, and Jerry wrote some suggested places to place this after having had conversations with Amber.
And Jerry's suggestions were the New York Times, Washington Post, Team Vogue, or USA Today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Whose responsibility was to place the op-ed? Was it the ACLU's, Ms. Heard's, or some combination of the two?
The work to place the op-ed was taken on by the ACLU in that we have in our communications department people with expertise and who regularly do just that kind of work. But as we can see from this email, it was done in consultation with Amber Heard. And
Mr. Johnson writes, since the draft turned out pretty strong and Aquaman slated to do large numbers, I'm wondering what you think about it. What does she mean by saying the draft turned out pretty strong?
This appears to be the analysis of how broad-based and how what kind of reach the media outlets where we can place this will have, and that media outlets are more likely to take on publishing an op-ed like this if it is a strong one, and if it is, and to the extent that it is written by a public person who's an entertainer or well-known person, that the more they are in the public eye at the time, the more likely it will be accepted by a more prominent or broader reach media outlet. And so that's the sort of descending media outlets are in descending terms in terms of descending, likelihood of, descending importance and reach, but greater likelihood from, for example, as we go down that list.
And Amber's referencing her own direct personal experience and her marriage to Johnny Depp makes it a stronger product, correct?
I think that the Amber's contributions to the portion of the op-ed that talks about personal experiences is part of what informed the view that this was a strong op-ed, and the importance of the women's rights issues referred to in the op-ed, in that some of them were very timely women's rights issues before Congress.
And Ms. Heard had a co-starring role in Aquaman, correct?
I don't know whether she was a co-star, but I know that that was a film that she was in.
And didn't she tell the ACLU that she wanted the op-ed to come out just after Aquaman was released?
I do recall that there was a conversation about the optimal timing for the op-ed piece.
And as part of that conversation, Ms. Heard said in words or substance that she wanted the op-ed to come out soon after Aquaman, correct?
I believe that's correct.
Who did she relate that to?
I don't recall, although I believe that there is documents that we produced that can shed some light on that.
Is Exhibit 38 kept in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes,
Was it prepared by people with knowledge and prepared in a contemporaneous manner?
yes, it was.
And it was made in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, true?
True.
Okay, if we could move ahead, please, to Exhibit 41. This is another one of these, well, it's not that long.
Yes, sir, stand by.
Mr. Doherty, have you ever seen this document before?
Yes.
What is it?
These are further communications among employees, staff members in the development department regarding the placement of Amber's ad and the finalization of the op-ed piece. Not ad, I'm sorry, op-ed and the finalization of it.
Great, and if we could move ahead, please, to ACLU 257, and specifically the email from Robin Schulman to Jessica Weeks on December 11th, continuing on to the next, or strike that. Let's go to the email on the last line, Jessica Weitz' email. She says, team.
Timestamp? What's the timestamp on the email that you're referring to?
I'm sorry. This is December 11th email at 11:05 a.m.
Okay.
From Jessica Weeks. You see that? Okay. And she says, Amber sent back the op-ed with final edits from her legal team, which specifically neutered much of the copy regarding her marriage and the domestic violence. Do you see that?
I do.
Is that consistent with your recollection?
I'm not sure about the use of the term neutered here, but I do know that her lawyers removed references to her marriage and divorce.
And then she writes, the goal is to get this out this week to capitalize on the tremendous campaign for Aquaman. What does that mean?
That means, from the ACLU's perspective, that Amber is about to receive an incredible amount of press and be in the public eye. So what better a time would it be than now to put out this op-ed so that it generates significant readership about our issues?
Wow.
And Amber agreed with the ACLU on that point, correct?
I believe the answer is yes. Every step of the way, we were making these decisions with Amber's PR representatives involved.
Okay, let's move back to an email in the middle of 257.
Okay.
And it is from Jessica Weeks, timestamped 11:09 a.m. on December 11th, 2018.
Okay.
Robin, her lawyers omitted the below, but Amber would love to see a way to have that part in bold somehow put back in. Is there an artful way to do that? Otherwise, she is okay with the final. 2 years ago, I sought a temporary restraining order from my then husband. Ellipses was changed to 2 years ago after successfully acquiring a temporary restraining order, but still not cleared by her lawyers. Do you see that?
I do.
Is that consistent with your understanding about what Ms. Heard's desires were?
Yeah, I trust Jessica White's relationship with Amber, so that when Jessica told Robin that that was something Amber wanted, I have no reason to think that that's not correct.
Okay, and finally, let's look at the beginning. The first email in Exhibit 41 from Stacy Sullivan to Jessica Weeks says, yes, and I need to read the latest version. And Robin told me Amber's lawyers took out some of the stuff that made it really powerful. So let me look to see if I think it's strong enough for top tier. What did she mean by top tier?
I think from Stacy's perspective, the more powerful a document is, the more likely it will go into a top tier news outlet such as the New York Times or the Washington Post, that sort of descending tiering that was in Jerry Johnson's email.
Okay. And is Exhibit 41 kept in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes.
Was it prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business by people having knowledge and done so contemporaneously?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's move ahead to 43.
Yes, sir. Stand by.
Yeah, the ACLU got their ass in hot water over all this crap.
Directing your attention to the first page in Exhibit 43 from Jessica Weeks to Sean Walsh. Who is Sean Walsh?
Sean Walsh at www.rconsulting.com. I don't know who that is. This is an email that includes in it people other than ACLU employees and ACLU consultants. So I'm assuming it's somebody relating to, one of Amber's representatives, but I don't know for sure.
Do you know who Eric George is?
Yeah, George, BGR firm. Yes, Eric George was one of Amber's attorneys.
And she's announcing to the group that it's going to the Washington Post a triple exclamation points.
Correct.
Take it the ACLU was pleased that it was placed in the Washington Post.
Correct.
And I believe you testified earlier, but I just want to confirm for the record, the ACLU took on the responsibility of attempting to place the op-ed, correct?
Correct.
And why the ACLU instead of Amber or her PR team?
Placing op-eds about matters such as this is the kind of thing that is the bread and butter for the ACLU. And so I don't recall if a conversation happened about whether her PR people or our PR people should be in the ones that do the work to place this, but it is fully consistent with how we do our work that we placed this one.
All right, let's go back to Exhibit 42, if you don't mind.
Texas Jen.
Hello, Texas
Steve.
Jen.
Awesome.
We also got Jacob Castro over on Rumble. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jacob. What's up, degenerates?
Have you ever seen this document before, Mr. Brody?
I am familiar with this document.
Is this one of the documents you
Oh,
reviewed in
yeah.
preparation for this deposition today?
Op-ed.
Yes.
Was it made in the ordinary course of ACLU's business by people having knowledge and doing so
Op-ed, is that
easily?
optional education?
Correct. Yes.
Was it maintained by the ACLU in the ordinary course of business?
It is if you're Amber.
Would you please direct your attention, sir, to page number 1181. In the middle of the page purports to be an email from Stacey Sullivan, Michael Larrabee, and others at the Washington. Well, I'll just say Michael Larrabee. Who is Michael Larrabee?
Washington Post.
Michael Larrabee appears to be a person who was a contact that Stacey Sullivan had at the Washington Post. And so
Yeah,
she sent
Amber, you can tell she does not
to
want
reach
this
out to
stuff
him
brought
first.
in.
about placing the ad.
She has that look of like,
Because she
fuck
received
me.
a bounce back out of
You guys
office
weren't
from Michael
supposed to know
Larrabee,
about all this
she
stuff.
Sent the her original request to Michael Duffy and Mark Laswell, also at Washington Post.
And what was the
I
purpose of her
don't
sending
know,
them this
Texas
email?
Jeff.
This was her attempt to get the op-ed placed.
Don't
She
know.
writes, "Hey, Michael, wondering if we might interest you in a piece by Amber Heard, who, as you may recall, was beaten up during her brief marriage to Johnny Depp, on what the incoming Congress can do to help protect women in similar situations." Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you read it correctly.
All right, let's look, please. Let's turn to Exhibit 73. Yes, sir, stand by.
Mm.
So ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have been pretty if she didn't have such an ugly
Lori, have you ever seen this
personality.
document before?
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
you know, there's that is so true in so many aspects. Is, you know, I've seen like some of the, like, not most physically attractive women that people are just like, they're awesome because they've just got like this really good personality about them. And yeah, they don't have this beauty, because beauty always fades. I mean, that's always going to happen unless you're like Madonna, and then it just like falls out of a garbage truck. Anyhow,
Ugh, she's so gross.
yeah, she's always been gross. I know stuff. She's always been gross. It's nothing new, but it's like you can find someone much more enjoyable and tolerable if they're, you know, somewhat decent person. You know, you find them a little bit more attractive as a human being. She's a psycho bitch, true definition of crazy girl. You know. And do you know if that's true? Do you know if anyone can watch that new Depp movie? I guess they filmed it in France. Is that the one?
Not sure. Not sure. But it's like literally the way I always say this, the way I look at people is sometimes like I'll see someone that I think is hot, whether it's a guy or a girl, right?
Right.
And then once they open their mouth and start talking, I'm like, yeah. You're a 5. Personality
Yeah.
and looks. Your looks are great, but your personality kills it for you.
Yeah. I've done that to people. I can be a turnoff to people. You know, I can be brash and say things that are inappropriate and stuff like that. But you know, I try not to be, you know, complete asshole. My wife knows I'm an asshole. she goes, you just open up the book and it's there. It says asshole, and there you are. I was like, yeah, it's true. It's true.
He's an asshole. Look at his haircut. Anybody with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole.
That's from hell. Thanks, brother.
That's awesome.
I think it's on. It's HBO Max. Okay. You know, the older they get, yeah, a lot of people can get better looking. The older they get, they get more experienced in life, and they realize to let shit go. You know.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude. So I was on Ricada's stream one night and the quartering was on with us.
Yeah.
And he said something about, he was like talking crap to me, saying something about me hitting a wall soon because of my age. And I'm like, have you seen my mom though? I got some good genes. And then I was like, that's really that's bold coming from you when you look like that, you know?
Yeah, you go, you know, you go and say, hey, that's wonderful. I mean, you know, at least I know that I'll hit the wall, and I'm not the wall. Like, born as ugly as you. I mean, you never had a chance, so that's okay. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's fine.
That's why now I always make jokes. I'm like, are you just jealous because I'm prettier than you? It's okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be jealous of me too.
Yeah, come on. I'm jealous of you because you're prettier than me.
Stop. Shut up.
If I could just get the eyeshadow right, hit the wall and bring the wall with me. Abomination. Unless you're Selma Hayek. Well, and you know,
Baldo.
good filters do a lot.
Baldo's like saying things inappropriate. Tell me more.
I always say shit that's inappropriate. I can't help it.
Is this the online copy of the op-ed that the ACLU placed?
Yes.
Directing your attention to the title, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. Who came up with that title?
Based on my investigation, I'm not aware of I'm not aware that the ACLU had any role in writing.
That's not the question he asked.
And my understanding of how op-ed pieces work is that it is the media, in this case, the Washington Post, would have drafted the name of the title of the op-ed.
Really?
Not the person who wrote the op-ed.
Did the Washington Post seek the ACLU's or Ms. Heard's approval of its title?
I believe the answer to that is no. There's nothing in the evidence that shows that they reach out to us to do that, and it isn't.
That's not what he asked.
And that they do. These news outlets do not usually ask the author
that means,
to,
you know, that's lawyer speak for, yep, we probably did. That's what that is. That's lawyer speak for, yeah, someone in our office probably did. I don't know who, but they probably got fired too. So sorry, my bad. I fucked up.
you know, for when they come up with the title.
Hello, Mr. Doherty. Would you please, or would the technician please call up Exhibit 45?
Yes, sir. Stand by.
Oh, I'll show you something pretty cool. Got rid of the one.
Have you ever seen
Nice.
Exhibit 45, which is base number ACLU 623?
Crap.
Hold on, I'm just making it a little bigger.
That's
Okay,
what
yes, I have seen this document.
And is this one of the documents
Making it a
little
bigger?
It's my drugs.
And what is it?
Look, Jess,
This is
my
an
drugs.
article that
One of those little
was
packs,
in US Today, and
moisture packs.
specifically ties
It's crystal
Amber
meth,
Stevens in
man.
her op-ed piece to Johnny
China
Depp.
shipping me.
And when Jessica White says so much for not mentioning JD, what did she mean?
I speculate that she was saying that there were significant efforts made by Amber's attorneys to take out the references to Johnny Depp and her marriage, and yet nonetheless, people made that connection.
And in particular, the reporter for the USA Today took her
to be referring to Johnny Depp when she spoke of being the victim of domestic violence, correct?
Correct.
No
Was
shit.
this document prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business contemporaneously by people having knowledge?
Anybody
doubt
would if she's
Maintained
talking
by the
about
ACLU in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
past
Would you please move ahead
relationship.
now to Exhibit 46?
Yes, sir. Stand by.
But
Mr.
the
Doherty, have you ever seen Exhibit 46, which is ACLU page number 1287?
Yes.
What is it?
sorry.
This is a statement by Robin Schulman saying that that the article that they're referring to basically, recasts everything that is said, but ties it to Johnny Depp.
So Ms. Schulman is agreeing with Mrs. White's characterization that
Baldo's like
that
probably
is
not the
currently
first time he
referring to-
said he is making something, and then he put in parentheses someone else a little bigger. Oh, and he said make sure you use non-waterproof eyeliner for your wings. Talking to you, Shizzy.
Non-waterproof
Yeah.
eyeliner for my what?
For your wings. Your eyeliner wings.
Oh, my cum gutters.
Yeah. No, your wings, not your lashes. Lashes
I
are
don't know.
cum cutters.
So what are wings? The like bags under my eyes? What?
No. You know how like when I put eyeliner on, I do the little cat eye wings?
Okay.
Talking about that.
So how do you do that? Do you just like smear it across there like a football player, or
I don't know. Look at my stream from Thanksgiving to find out because I did my makeup on stream. Actually, no, I don't think I wore eyeliner that day. Never mind. I'll do another stream doing full face. There you go. Stay tuned to find out.
doing full face?
Full face makeup. God damn it.
Oh, I'll stop.
I hate you.
allegations of physical violence by Johnny Depp, correct?
Yes.
And she says it's kind of amazing that they just grabbed the entire op-ed and rewrote it using Johnny's name. Why was it amazing?
I don't know why she found it amazing.
Because that was consistent with your understanding. She was referring at least in part to Johnny Depp, correct?
Based on my review of prior drafts of the op-ed, I knew that there were that she was referring to Johnny Depp and her marriage.
Was Exhibit 46 prepared in the ordinary course of business by people having knowledge contemporaneously?
Yes.
Was it maintained in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes.
Okay, let's move to Exhibit 59, please, which is base numbers ACLU 2614 through
And we got a lot of those
2616.
pages on that document right there.
Okay.
Okay.
have you ever seen this document before?
Yes, it's black.
Yes, it's all redacted.
Yes.
And what is it?
It's Epstein's document.
This is a
It's Epstein's list.
conversation among
It's
ACLU
all
employees
redacted.
regarding what were the amounts contributed to the ACLU.
I think it's redacted for us, but he
connected
can
to our
actually
relationship
see
with
it.
Ms. Heard.
Yeah.
And is this Exhibit 59 kept in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yes.
And it was prepared contemporaneously by people with knowledge.
Oh,
in
what
the
was
ordinary
that?
course of the
Let's see what that little thing was.
And is this Exhibit 59 kept in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business?
Yeah.
All right. So what is it that we're not supposed to see here? Ms. Amber Heard extension. Hi, Mark. According to she's made. Oh, this is just about her gifts to the ACLU. That's all it is. Just
Yes.
payments.
Culmination said,
Contemporaneously by people with knowledge
"Have
in the
Black
ordinary course of
History
the
Month
ACLU.
of them."
That's next month, damn it.
This is correct.
Correct.
And
Isn't this month like gay pride or something like that? Or like,
Isn't gay pride all year though?
well,
Seems like
I mean,
it.
if you're gay, you should be proud. I mean, that's your thing. You should be proud to be gay if you're gay. I don't care.
I'm always gay.
Late gay? Folks just got parked. Unfortunately, I brought the cold with you to Florida. It's only 50 degrees Fahrenheit here. Dude, that's warm. That's warm this time of year for Florida.
I sent Vilhammer this morning when I was driving on my way to work. I sent him a video. I'm like, look at all that fog. And then, like, a mile or 2 miles through the fog, it, like, clears up and it's all clear blue sky. Then I was like, now look at the clear sky. Bipolar weather brought to you by Jessica Reloaded.
Brought to you by Jessica Reloaded. Once
Yeah.
upon a time in a land far away called California.
Ew.
Looking at the chart on ACLU 2615, this is the same contributions chart that you testified about earlier from Salesforce, correct?
Correct.
What's up,
And
T-Rex
again,
Trucking and
as in the
more?
prior exhibit, this
Yeah.
chart or ledger does not reflect the $100,000 contribution from Johnny Depp in Amber
Yeah.
Heard's name in August of 2016.
30 in Indy. Ooh.
Correct.
And you still can't account for why that wouldn't have been included.
We
Oh, I just wanted to give a big congratulations and shout out to, you remember Fair and Balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's secured herself a job at 36 News in Kentucky.
Good for her.
Good.
Hope she keeps it.
I hope she does too. I hope for her to have a long, prosperous career in the news business. It's wonderful.
assume that there was an error made in not including that in Ms. Heard's account, where we keep the records of her in Salesforce. Although Anthony, as you see, then raised the very question, what about the $100,000?
And directing your attention to the first page in this exhibit, do you see the email from Mr. Romero to Mr. Moresco? Subject, a quick question. Mr. Romero asked, did Elon's other gifts come from Vanguard? To what does that refer?
My personal knowledge is that Anthony was just asking whether other gifts from Elon Musk had been issued from recommendations he made to Vanguard regarding his donor advised fund at Vanguard.
And Mr. Moresco then responds, one of them, yes. His $5 million gift in February 2017 was from Vanguard. Do you see that?
I see it.
And if you look at the next page, Vanguard was the same entity that made the soft credit contribution in Amber Heard's name to the tune of $500,000, correct?
How would you feel if you were making donations to let's give a perfect example, because everybody likes puppies. So you're giving donations in the millions and billions to like the Humane Society because you think that it's a worthy cause, and then you find out that they're actually like breaking into people's homes, stealing dogs, and then like roasting them open pits. How would you feel that your money was going to good use supporting that kind of place? I mean, that's sort of the level I feel about the ACLU. Just like, all these people are donating, and they will continue to donate to places like the ACLU whenever they pull crap like this. Like they do crap to bring people down, like destroy them so they can get more donations.
No, fuck that.
Assholes.
Correct.
I'd rather donate to like St. Jude's.
You'd rather what?
Donate to St. Jude's.
Yeah. Donate to St. Jude's or go down to Skid Row and hand out some fucking blankets. Shit.
I'm not going to Skid Row. That shit's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I'm being facetious.
My understanding was that the $500,000 from Vanguard was recommended by EM. You see that?
Yes.
And EM stands for Elon Musk, correct?
Correct.
Baby daddy.
And also in that email above that, Mr. Moresco's
I wouldn't mind having Elon's baby.
Mr. Musk's $1 million gift in May 2018 was from Fidelity. Do you see that?
Yes, he must have.
Even if it meant that you had to have a threesome with him and Tess Holiday to do that. Like you have to go down on her while he's like, because that's how he's going to get it off.
That'd be a deal breaker right there.
Be like, no, she's going to be working out, and you've got to like get in there, and I will inseminate you, and
That'd be a deal breaker.
You will be a millionaire whenever I'm done. Like, Just you're gonna
I would retract my statement. Never mind. I'm good.
you can cash out. You can own Tesla forever.
No. Me and the fats, we don't mesh well, you know?
I'm single, I have no children. I like to donate to salvation. Okay. I know they're not the best and they're woke, but unlike any other charity, they're willing to help me make my rent 1 month when I was struggling. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, do what feels good to you. And sure, there's people that are all woke as hell, but that, just because they're woke doesn't always mean that they're bad people. I mean, that's the misconception that people have. Oh, well, they're woke, so they have to be bad people. It's like, no, just
Can I
woke,
just
might be
call
ignorant.
this out real quick?
Yeah.
T-Rex, baby. It's not about you. Not everything is about you. Stop trying to make it about yourself. Get over yourself. Okay? All right. We can move
Whether
on.
that means a separate donor advised fund he has at Fidelity, or from Fidelity, in direct investment accounts he has at Fidelity. I'm assuming the former, but I don't know.
And if you look at the next page in the Salesforce chart, the second payment credited to Ms. Hurd for $350,000 as of December 11th, 2018, came from that same Fidelity, correct?
I don't know the answer.
That
to
was a
question. I know
terrible
that,
joke.
it
Don't
came
ever make it
from
again. Save yourself the embarrassment.
a Fidelity donor advised fund for $350,000, but I don't know. If
Shizzy, I know you want to laugh.
donor
I
advised
see
fund
it.
at Fidelity.
Just let it out.
But it could be.
It could be.
Okay, let's move, thank you, on to 61, please. Which is Bates number, ACLU 1669 through 71.
You conceited fuck.
Directing your attention to the last email in this exhibit from
That's not.
Jill Sargent.
That's
to
just
Inga.
being conceited. Narcissists are way more evil. You're muted.
Yeah, there's a big difference between being a narcissist and being conceited.
Yeah. Narcissists are evil as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Yeah. Narcissists go have sex on some like Asian beach with ladyboys.
Sarda Sorensen and Tyler Richard. Who were Inga Sarda Sorensen
I'm
and
dead.
Tyler Richard?
Inga and Tyler.
I mean, I know a few people that like to spend their time on Asian beaches. Just saying. It's like I wouldn't put it past them. They might just have a flair for the.
Where did they go? Philippines, Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those passport pros that do that stuff. I was like, It's like, so you're telling me that you just aren't unable to compete against other men for a decent woman here in the States? I mean, to me, that's what it sounds like. So you've got to basically get, it's like, why would I do the mail order bride? Then I bring him here. I'll just go over there and have the same thing. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean,
some people
for the dudes
works.
Who say, "Oh, there's Western women, blah blah blah. There's no more good women. We have to go to these other countries, blah blah blah." I'm like, have you ever stepped back and just taken a look at yourself? I'm pretty sure there are still women. You're just too retarded to find them.
Or you're just too crappy to find one because she doesn't do every single thing that you tell her to do. Or, she's.
I mean, it's fine.
She's not a perfect 10. Okay. Well, are you?
No, it's usually the ugliest ones that want to go find a perfect 10. And I'm like, have you seen yourself? Why do you deserve to be with the 10?
Yeah, it's I'm married up. I'm serious. I'm married up. She's not a 10 physically, that way, but she's not a 1 or a 0, and I'm clearly not a 10.
So I was having a conversation with Drex one day, and I was like, I feel like I've gained weight again, and I don't like it. And he's like, take a look in the mirror, and if you wouldn't fuck yourself, why would anyone else go to the gym? I'm like, that's such a good point, and that's such good motivation to lose weight.
It is. Like, if you look at yourself and you go, yeah, that wouldn't do me.
Yep.
You know you. If you can't see your junk because it's hanging to your, because your gut's hanging to your knees, then maybe it's time to, figure out that weight loss plan. Just saying.
Yep.
There's things you can do. It sucks, but you can do them. You have to change a little bit of your lifestyle. And I guarantee you, whenever you're sitting there going, I can't figure out how these guys got all these women. Well, some of it might be your attitude towards them. Maybe. I'm not saying that women are going to be, all of them are going to be perfect, but, like your dad said, got a nice tool, build a shed over it. That's funny, hell.
Both senior communications department strategists in our communications department.
Okay. And Ms. Sargent from Reuters asked, I'm preparing some material while awaiting a verdict in the Johnny Depp libel trial in London and wanted to fact check Amber Heard's current previous links with the ACLU. Do you recall that Mr. Depp's that this is a reference to Mr. Depp's defamation case in the UK against the Sun?
Baldo, I love you. I love you so much.
What did he say?
He said, yeah, but my standards are so low, I'm not sure I wouldn't fuck me.
Give me a couple more drinks. I'll fuck me. It's awesome. No, I mean, really, not to say anything bad about anybody or one person or anything like that, but I'm saying that, you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, I can go over to another country. It's like, okay, you can do that too.
But you're taking yourself with you, so what's the difference?
Exactly. You're still going to be the same asshole going there. And while you think, oh, it's going to be so much better because, she'll worship the ground that I walk on, all the wonderful things she'll do for me, and blah blah blah. That also comes with a price.
Because Western countries, they don't fuck around. If these dudes treated their women the way that they treat women here, guaranteed they wouldn't be coming back to the States.
Nope.
Alive, at least.
Exactly. 2 4 = 8. There you go. It's a team effort.
That's the trial she's referring to.
Okay, directing your attention, please, to page number ACLU 1670, the email from Jessica Weitz to Tyler Richards. Do you see where Ms. Weitz writes? The answer is yes, she's still an ambassador. That's a reference to Ms. Heard still being an ACLU ambassador, correct?
Correct.
And she still
writes,
is.
Quote, she donated her full settlement to charity, 50% to the ACLU and 50% to another organization. That's a reference to Ms. Heard's representation that she donated the full amount of her divorce settlement from Johnny Depp.
Oh, Elaine looked pissed on that one.
And that statement was not true. She had not donated the full amount of her settlement, $7 million, to the ACLU or the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
At the time that Jess Weitz wrote this in July 2020, Ms. Heard had not donated her full settlement to the ACLU, and I'm not aware of what she did to the.
And she never will.
At the time Ms. Heard wrote that, the ACLU was still $2.2 million short, even if you credit Ms. Heard with $100,000.
We have Baldo.
Oh my God. What are we going to do about that? Baldo.
G'day.
What's the up?
How's
How's it
How
going?
you doing?
It's going good. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, not too bad.
You over there giving Jessica a hard time?
No, Baldo never gives me a hard time. He just cracks me up.
It's awesome.
He gives me a good time.
Ooh, giving her a
Wow,
good time.
Giggity.
It's always the plan.
Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on.
No, cheers for being here. We appreciate you, man.
So, did Amber like not brush her hair that morning?
No, she's going for that Deborah Curry look. Or what was her name? Kathy Curry.
I just woke up and.
Oh yeah, Dr. Muffins.
Yeah, Dr. Muffins. That's the look she's trying to get. She's getting there.
Well, the look she achieved is hobo without a brush.
Well, you know, it is Amber Heard. Isn't that what H stands for? AH? A hobo.
That's true.
Or hoe. Or hoe boat. Or
Hobo.
hobo. She'd take that whole damn thing. She'll hold the boat. That's so disgusting.
That Johnny Depp gave to the ACLU. Correct?
At the time that she wrote this, we had received the 1.3. So yes, 2.2 million of the full 3.5 million we had not received.
Was Exhibit 61 kept in the ordinary
How?
course of the ACLU business?
Yes.
Was it prepared in the ordinary course of the business by?
I'm sorry.
Hal, he's like Confucius say, girl that fly upside down have crack up. I just snorted. That's how bad it made me look.
Oh, I was licking it.
You were looking at what?
I was licking it. I was like, well, if it's upside down. Talk about mud flaps. My girl's got them.
And people having knowledge contemporaneously.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to Exhibit 62, please. Have you seen this document before?
Yes.
What is it?
This is
Picture of my ass.
Jessica White's reaching out to the communications department in order to come up with a correct statement that we could make in response to the Reuters article.
Ever heard
And
atrocious?
she comes up with recommended language on this.
It's abomination of her on the Rumble side said Amber Heard AH equals atrocious hoe.
That she then
Yep.
wants to confirm with our development department. So she is doing diligence to ensure that anything we say to the media is going to be correct.
Let's move ahead to Exhibit 63. Do you have that in front of you?
I'm just making it larger right now, just arrived. Yes.
I'm just making it larger right now. Give me
Whoa.
a second.
He's making it larger.
Yeah, making it larger. What do you
Making
think?
it bigger.
What is it?
This is back and forth between Richard Tyler in the communications department, Jessica White's, and another communications department junior person, Ava Lopez. And it all concerns what we should say to Reuters in response to their question about Amber and her contributions to the ACLU.
And this was prepared in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, correct?
Correct.
And it was prepared and maintained in the ordinary course of the ACLU's business, true?
True. Correct.
Let's look at the second page of the exhibit, an email from Tyler Richard to Jessica White.
Mhm.
Who is Tyler Richard?
It's Richard Tyler and it's Tyler Richard. That's right. Tyler Richard. And he is a senior person in our communications department.
And Mr. Richard says, Amber Heard is an ACLU ambassador for women's rights since 2018. She also pledged her full settlement to charity. Do you see that?
I do.
And Ms. White's response, yeah, I think that's safer. I had nightmares about this last night. I'm very upset. Do you think this is okay?
Take care,
Why
T-Rex.
was
Enjoy
Ms.
your
White
dinner.
so upset about the characterization of Ms. Heard's charitable donations or lack thereof?
My understanding is that as a communications department professional, Jessica was concerned about these news articles that were appearing and what impact they would have on, how the ACLU and its work with Amber is seen.
She was concerned that the ACLU was not telling the truth about Amber's paying the 3.5 million, correct?
I don't see it that way. I see it as her doing everything she can in order to produce a correct statement to the press.
Wouldn't the correct statement to
Hang
the
on.
press
Did he just
be,
say that we
she's short,
manipulated
$2.3 million?
how reality
What?
just so it looked good?
Yes.
Pretty much.
That's not how I see it. Well, that's how it fucking is.
Yes. It's a PR. That's all. She was using the ACLU as PR. She hired a PR firm because she knows that she's a shit person. I mean, at some point, you know, if you're famous enough, you want to have someone. The reason you hire someone to do PR, so you sort of can like keep things like chill. I can fix that. Don't worry about it. Edit, make sense. I'm going to do something real quick. So give me just a second.
Am I a little low?
Yeah, hold on just a
Yeah.
second. Edit your mic settings here and turn this up just a little bit. All right, say something for me.
Something for me.
Yeah, that works. Gotcha.
Awesome.
Yeah, so hey Nikki, how's it going?
Hey, Nikki, good to see you.
So you know, if you're famous enough, you hire someone to do PR to sort of, you know, keep the limelight on you without you saying something that's going to be like offending somebody, you know, because, you know, say for example, you're really big with the, you know, 80-year-old crowd, you know, 80-year-old women is like your demographic. Like these are the people that come see your movies or they buy your music or whatever. You would hire a PR firm to make sure that, you know, you don't say something offensive about, you know, you like women that are, you know, younger, you know, some crap like that. I'm just using this as an example. In Amber Heard's case, because she is such a shit person, she has to hire a PR firm to make her not look like such a shit person. And so the PR firm is the one that's making these decisions for her, saying, how about this? You donate everything to, you know, to charities, and then you can put it in a Vanguard fund. You can withdraw, you can get interest on this. That Vanguard fund sort of pays for itself. You do it over a 10-year period, and you still end up with about a cool $1 million after all is said and done. Just an example. Because she's a shit person. She's that kind of person that would do that. It is about the money for her. It's about the money. It's about the fame. She's, you know, a gold digger. But they don't want to give that impression that she's a gold digger. That's why she filed a countersuit, hoping to get something out of it.
As I testified earlier, that's not the kind of thing that we would ever say about a donor to the ACLU. Instead, we would, especially when it isn't the fact that there's any specific time period by which we were supposed to have received, you know, any specific amount of money, considering that she didn't sign the pledge agreement, and therefore, you know, there's an attempt. So, as an organization, we attempt to work with our donors who are having financial difficulties in order to receive, you know, the funding from them that they want to give to us. So, no, I don't see this. I don't know. We would, in that sort of scenario, we would never say she's short anything.
Directing your attention to the email.
It's PR.
Page number ACLU 1700 from Ms. White's to Mr. Richard, dated July 31. She says, "I'm just stressed about her and the difficulties with all this." Who is her?
Assume that is Amber Heard.
Why was Ms. White stressed about Amber Heard?
Because this is a stressful thing to have these kinds of news reports.
Because she knows she's full.
And in particular about an ACLU ambassador.
What was that, girl?
I said because she knows she's full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we have news articles out there like this. This does not look good. They know it. ACLU is doing everything they can to cover their ass. Amber Heard is why, like, just stressed about her and the difficulties. Yeah, he's so over it. Yeah, he's over it, but he wants that sweet fucking paycheck. And the only way he makes that sweet paycheck is by people like Amber Heard. That's the only way he makes his paycheck.
Is with all this. Who is her?
Assume that is Amber Heard.
Why was Ms. White stressed about Amber Heard?
Because this is a stressful thing to have these kinds of news reports out there. And and in particular about an ACLU ambassador.
What kind of news reports are you referring to?
I believe the Reuters article, from the Reuters article.
And what did the news article say that was distressing?
I think it was the tie between the attempts to make Ms. Heard look poorly in the press regarding her donations.
No,
Did you
she
talk to
made
Ms. Weitz
herself
in
look
preparation for
poorly in the
this
press.
deposition?
Nobody did that but her.
Exactly. It's like it's the press trying to make her look bad. No, the press is bringing out the truth. It makes her look, her being the type of person she is, it makes her look fucking bad. Well, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like the truth
Let's have her take some accountability for her shitty attitude.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, but Amber's not the one that's stressed. It's the ACLU chick that's stressed, and she's stressed because she knows they fucked up and how fucked they're gonna get. Oh shit!
Exactly.
We just got found out. We're fucked.
Yes. It's PR for them too. It's damaging to them every which way. ACLU got fucked and they fucked themselves.
I think they didn't realize just how much support Johnny had.
It had nothing to do with that. That's the misconception I think everybody has, is that Johnny had all this support. No. I honestly don't think he had as much support as people think.
Yeah, especially after she created those lies about him.
Yeah.
People turned on him real quick.
Yeah. Like longtime friends were like, fuck. Well, or acquaintances, I should say, not longtime friends, but longtime acquaintances. You know, the people that were close to Johnny knew it wasn't true, but they're not allowed to say anything because there's non-disclosures. Why do you think he's been so fucking hushed about it the whole fucking time? Like he never bit back the whole goddamn time. He never bit back. Whenever she came out with that article, he could have wrote a counter article. It's like YouTube drama. Let me put it to you real simple. It's like YouTube drama. So the way YouTube drama works is Jessica goes on her stream. She talks shit about me, and she's hoping that I'll make a response video to her talking shit about me. So then I talk shit about her, and then we have this online battle that goes back and forth where we talk shit about each other. It makes both of us look like shit, but everybody they know who Jessica Reloaded is. They know who I am because we're talking shit about each other. We're talking bad about each other. And we stirred up all this fucking drama. That's how internet drama works. That's the way Amber Heard wanted it to work. She gets on there. She talks shit about Johnny. Johnny comes back, talks shit about her. And bad press is press for her. And it just, it perpetuates. Well, she must have been doing something good if she's got Johnny all worked up. But he never responded. He responded by sending his lawyers for defamation. And he did it totally. Just go for it. I'll release the hounds. Traveling fools. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you. Johnny lost parts over this. Why didn't Turd lose parts after she lied?
Because when this was all going down, this was during the whole Me Too movement. So it was believe all women at that point in time. Now, this day and age, even when the trial was going on, it was part of the post Me Too movement where they're like, okay, women are full of shit.
Not all women are telling the truth. We just don't believe women on their face value. We're going to have to see receipts. That's where it's gotten. Jess did not go and shit in your bed. Yeah, true.
I wouldn't shit on anyone's bed because if I'm done with somebody or if I'm upset with somebody, I'll tell you I'm upset with you. And when I'm done with you, I'll tell you I'm done with you. I don't need to go shit on anybody's beds because I'm an adult.
Exactly.
But you'll definitely take a shit on their couch or, in front of their TV or something.
No.
No.
Definitely not. Not my style.
I mean, it's
qualified bed, so I was making sure.
It is so amazing to me that, what happens whenever you are a female and you accuse somebody of doing something horrible to you, you get a bunch of white knights, a bunch of people that are just like, oh, that person's got to be horrible. They did all these horrible things to you. You know, let me protect female. And what happens if you're the guy and you know that's not true and you go on the attack? And, you know, like if a dude did that to you, you go on the attack and you're just like, fuck you. No, that's not how down. This is what happened. But if you're a guy and you do that to a female, it comes back on you tenfold, like bad.
Oh yeah.
Because now you've got all these people white knighting for them. Nothing you say or do is going to be right. You don't say anything. Oh, you're a pussy. You can't stand up to her like a man. You go on the attack. Oh, you're a mean, horrible person. All these things I said about you must be true. You're in a lose-lose situation.
That's why there's way more men who end up unaliving themselves than women, because men are literally told to shut up.
Yep.
That's a sad reality of it.
Yeah. But hey, you know, that's the reality of it. And
Yep.
you have to come to that realization pretty early on in life is, you know, are you going to believe me or are you going to believe her? Well, I guarantee you guys are going to believe her. So I'll just keep my mouth shut. And there's a reason why you see people like, what's his name? Matrix. I'm trying to think. Damn it. They will come to me. Dude. Did the Matrix.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Was Neo in the Matrix? Fuck. You know what I'm talking about.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Yeah, he's always doing the hover hands.
Keanu Reeves, he will not touch anybody. Like whenever he's doing a photograph with him.
Don't blame him.
He'll put his arms behind his back. He'll put his arms in front of him. He won't like put his arm around him or anything like that. That's good.
I do not
PR.
blame him.
No, why would he? That's safety right there. You know, he'll greet people, shake their hand or fist pump or whatever it is, but he's not going down for that. He's like, nope. He's made that clear. He was like, no, I don't do that. Like, you want to pose for a picture with me? You'll see him. He'll put like his hands in front of him, like and be like next to you or whatever. Or, you know, it's like clearly he's making sure his hands are nowhere near that person's body.
He's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, he has manners. But it's more than just manners. Like, there's probably, you know, people that would be, you know, hey, just, you know, give me a bro hug. Fuck no, I ain't giving you shit. Not your bro, not giving you goddamn nothing. You're out of here. It's smart, but you know, that's what you women brought us to.
Hey, don't say you women, not me.
No, not you. The population of women as a whole.
They ruin everything. Let's just be realistic. They fucking ruin everything. Feminism ruined everything. Women ruined everything. Like,
the Les Prescott.
Please, just repeal the 19th already, for the love of God.
Yeah, look what's happening to Marilyn Manson. Well, and I guarantee you, a lot of the people that are involved with Amber Heard here, they were trying to get some stuff about Marilyn Manson. That's why they were asking a lot of those questions.
Oh yeah, well, wasn't his girl friends with Amber, or some shit like that?
Was what?
Marilyn Manson's accuser, wasn't she friends with Amber?
That might be right. See, I don't follow all of the Hollywood stuff because their lives look very sad and miserable to me.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you got money, but fuck, you have to have a security detail to go out. Me, I don't have to do that. I still have money, not a whole lot, but I've got money, but I don't have to get security detail if I want to go like grab some McDonald's or some shit like that.
Yes, I did.
What did she tell you about the donations and how she was stressed about Ms. Heard?
Ms. White's didn't say anything specific about that.
You didn't ask her about why she said she was stressed about Amber Heard and the difficulties with all this?
I believed in reviewing the documents that I had an understanding of why this was a difficult situation for many people.
So the answer is you didn't ask her about that, did you?
I did not ask her that
I
question.
guess we'll have to. Did you ask her about the nightmares she had about Amber Heard and why she had what the substance of her nightmares were about Amber Heard?
No, I did not.
Amber is the nightmare.
Absolutely.
Your Honor, counsel for Ms. Heard is now taking over the question.
All right, thank you.
Exhibit
Oh.
1, this is page down 2866. It was introduced as well by counsel for Mr. Depp, but it's easier for me to just jump into this one. Do you recognize this document?
He's an asshole. Look at his haircut. Anybody with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole.
Here, Amber, I described your plan to donate.
Hey, look who's in the
1.5 million
chat.
to ACLU over the next 10 years.
I
Very much
know.
believe in what they are doing. Now, the
Can
way
we
in which
skip this
donate-
guy?
Let's, oh man. But see, it makes it all that much more entertaining. And you know where we're going to be going with this here tonight. We're going to be going over some of the Epstein stuff.
Over on Rumble, of course.
Yeah, over on Rumble. It's going to get wild.
is used here. How would you interpret that?
I would say that at the very least, it is
We're almost
expressing
through
an
with this.
intention to make that donation
And
by
it's,
the term plan.
and would you distinguish between donate and pledge given the reference to the next 10 years?
Elon Musk's intention?
I would read this to mean that it isn't clear whether this.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, she's trying to already put it in the jury's head. The
Yeah.
pledge and donate are synonymous.
Yeah, that was so beautiful.
Substance of her nightmares were about Amber Heard?
No, I did not.
I got to hear that again because it was so good.
Your Honor, counsel for Ms. Heard is now taking over the question.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's all that stuff.
Exhibit number 1. This is page down 2866. It was introduced as well by counsel for Mr. Depp, but it's easier for me to just jump into this one. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
It says here, Amber, I described your plan to donate 3.5 million to ACLU over the next 10 years, as you very much believe in what they are doing. Now, the way in which donate is used here, how would you interpret that?
I would say that at the very least, it is expressing an intention to make that donation
And
by
it's,
the term plan.
At the very least.
You didn't get the answer that she wanted.
No.
Hang on. Play for a few more seconds and hear what Ben says.
Oh, yeah.
and would you distinguish between
Let me slow it down so we can get it clear because he says it really fast.
donate and pledge given the reference to the next 10 years?
About Elon Musk's intention?
I would read this.
About Elon Musk's intention?
Elon Musk's intention to pay shit over the next 10 years, not Amber's. That's hilarious. I can't, like, I'm surprised they didn't object and cut it out, but knowing how ineffectual Elaine is, it's not surprising.
Well, they probably did object, but they couldn't get it cut out because the objection was overruled by the judge.
Or they just didn't object at all because they're that useless.
Yeah.
To mean that it isn't clear whether this is intended to be a pledge, a legally binding pledge to create a receivable. This is something that I would want to, what I would hope would be a legally binding pledge, but I wouldn't necessarily say that this was.
Now you understand. It's not a legally binding pledge.
Pledges can be
Can't
legally
enforce
binding.
it. Yes. Pledges can be legally binding, but it's not. Like it would be like having a note. What is it? A promissory note.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like a promissory note. That's a pledge to pay something back. What does that mean? Let's go into it a little bit more. No, it's not legally binding. This pledge is not legally binding, and he knows it's not. they don't care just as long as they get their money. They're not going to be able to enforce it, but they don't want to have that bad PR go. You know, you don't want to have our guys like talk shit about you to everybody, ruin your career because you don't make good on your promises.
And the term donate here, how would you interpret that based on the description you gave a little earlier?
I would take
Donate's
donate to
different than
mean
pledge.
contributions from Ms. Heard.
And what, if any, interpretation would you have that this also meant pledge?
So two things in response to your question. One is plan to donate. When I said it would come from Ms. Heard, I would think that would be either Ms. Heard directly or from a donor advised fund that she has set up and would recommend. But over the next 10 years makes me think that, donate could theoretically be a pledge, but that's something that we would want to attempt to confirm.
And just so I understand, what's the difference between donate and pledge and how you are interpreting this?
If this used the word pledge instead, I would have more assurance that this was intended to be a hard and fast promise that even could potentially be a legally binding promise.
Nope.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 2.
Never answered your question.
Do you recognize this document? Page 2632.
I do recognize this document.
And what is your understanding of what this is?
That this is the cover letter
Here's your
to which
answer.
the check for.
There's your answer, Jessica. Yep, they were buddy, Evan, Rachel Wood, and Amber. I don't know if they're still, though. They still are, though.
Yep.
$100,000 was attached, which related to Johnny Depp's contribution to the ACLU in the name of Amber Heard.
Now, you've used the term binding a few times here in responding to these. What is your distinction with the words pledge and donate that relates specifically to binding?
Oh, Jesus
Trying
Christ.
to make sure they're synonymous.
They're not synonymous. It's not
Yeah,
a
but
binding
Elaine's
contract.
trying to make sure they're synonymous because that's what they told Amber to say.
Yeah, they're beating a fucking dead horse is what they're doing. That's all she does with this guy is just beat a fucking dead horse.
Sometimes that can be fun, but only if it's Amber.
Yeah, well, it's a dead whore, not a dead whore.
A pledge is, if something is legally binding, it is a pledge, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that uses the term pledge means something that's legally binding. Donate is a much, much broader term.
And donate can mean pledge?
Yeah, I think that the word donate can be used in connection with
There it is.
He's saying that donate is a much broader term than pledge. That is such bullshit lawyer speak. Everything that he said is complete bullshit.
They probably coached him on what to say too.
If something is legally binding, it is the pledge. No. You have that backwards, buddy. A donation would be the legally binding part of it because it is completed. It is finished. It is the end. A pledge is just saying, I pledge $1 million to Let's Go Brandon with no intention of ever fucking paying him $1 million. I'm just pledging it. Now, whenever I donate, that money that goes into Let's Go Brandon's bank account, that's a big difference. That's whenever it becomes binding because it's done. Like, what the fuck?
pledge, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that uses the term pledge means something that's legally binding. Donate is a much, much broader term.
And donate can mean pledge?
Yeah, I think that the word donate can be used in connection with a pledge.
Do you have any understanding
In connection with a pledge.
What Amber Heard believed was a pledge versus a donation?
I don't know.
Did the ACLU have any reason to believe?
Don't think it was legally binding until it was signed. Exactly. And that's what his concerns was.
Yeah, but
he's on Amber Heard's side because he wants to get his goddamn money. That's all he cares about.
yeah, but they're talking about something that is promised to happen in the future and something that's previously happened.
Right.
A pledge is something that's potentially going to happen, and a donation is something that has happened.
Yeah.
And they're trying to mix the terms to confuse the jury, but
Exactly.
they failed.
I'm not confused.
That Amber Heard would not pay the ACLU $3.5 million.
I think that everybody at the ACLU was hoping the ACLU was hoping and expecting that the full 3.5 million would be paid to the ACLU. The fact that the pledge.
How many times do I have to say this? Hope in one hand and shit in the other one, and tell me which one fills up faster. Serious. Because hoping ain't going to get you fucking paid. Oh, we're hoping that she'll pay. Fuck her.
I think that everybody at the ACLU was hoping the ACLU was hoping and expecting that the full 3.5 million would be paid to the ACLU. The fact that the pledge form wasn't signed cast some potential doubt on that. And then once Ms. Heard began having financial difficulties, we obviously recognized that might impact whether the full 3.5 million is paid or impact whether it's paid over a much longer period of time.
It was never going to be fulfilled. She had financial issues because she's horrible at managing her fucking money.
I noticed how he corrected that. We know she had financial issues, so we knew we weren't going to get paid, and then corrected it to or we weren't going to get paid unless it was over a longer period of time. It's like, no, you
weren't going to get paid.
Yes, you weren't going to get paid. The first one, she wasn't ever going to pay you the money.
No. And he knows it, but he's like, God damn it. If she wins this lawsuit, that means we get it paid. That's what he's thinking. Greedy little fucking snake bastard.
Do you have any evidence to suggest that Amber Heard still does not intend to pay the ACLU the full $3.5 million?
I have based on my investigation, I'm not aware of any indication that Ms. Heard has decided to no longer pay additional.
Apart from the fact that she's flat broke, no.
No, she totally intends on paying $3.5 million out of her fucking dust bunnies.
That she, has to sell a $500,000 house to pay for. Like, yeah, no, we fully expect to get the money.
Yeah, she's got.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she's only got three. Well, let's put it this way: she's already paid $1-something million. I mean, if she sells her $500,000 home just because she's homeless, that doesn't mean she isn't going to spend that money and give it to us. Maybe. Fuck them.
I'm going to ask you to bring up number 4, please. I'm going to ask you to take a look at this document, and it starts out on the bottom with Amber on October 17, 2016 to ARP. Who's that?
That's Anthony Romero's private email, Anthony Romero private.
All right, and she's telling him to go ahead and it's all ready to cash Mr. Depp's check. Do you see that?
I do.
And then Mr. Romero responds to her, says, thank you for the response. We will cash the check. But that means you have, quote, overpaid for this year, as you wired $350,000 and then $100,000 from Mr. Depp. So you can keep track of where you are on the overall amounts. Do you see that?
Do you understand what it means if she overpaid? Do you understand what it means that she overpaid and why he's asking her about that?
Because he's worried that she's paying too much.
Or no?
Tax implications. She's doing this as a tax write-off. Okay. If she pays more, they can't use it as a tax write-off. You hit your max amount whenever you have taxable contributions or non-taxable contributions. All right. This is stuff that you won't have to pay taxes on. So say you make $6 million and the limit that you can contribute for a charity before it becomes a tax burden is, $400,000. So you can write off up to $400,000 on those taxes by making donations. What it does is it's does two things. It helps money out. Good PR for you. So you've got incentive to do something like that, to make those contributions. But you would get anything beyond that, you can't use it as a tax write-off. It's like you're basically throwing money away. but it's not her money. So that's why she was like, yeah, go ahead, do it anyway. I don't care.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as deposition defendant's exhibit number 14, and it's base stamp ACLU 2588 through 89. And this is, and I realize there was a version of this that Mr. Chu showed you, but this includes an email from Mr. Romero to Jonathan Moresco, and then Mr. Moresco to Mr. Romero with a copy to Mike Weir. And it says here, hi, Anthony, if you get a chance on Sunday, can you please check in with Amber on her next pledge payment? She has a balance of $2.55 million on her $350,000 10-year pledge. Below is a summary of her other payments. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay. And so this has the 500,000 and the 350,000 and the 100,000 on it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that was September 28, 2018. I'm going to show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 15. It's base stamp 2595, and I'm going to make it larger. And if I can show you, we have an email from Mr. Romero saying, is there anything I can do to help facilitate pledge payment of $350,000? And it's dated November 27, 2018. Do you see that?
I do.
All right. And then Amber comes back on 11/29 and says, hang on, I'll be right with you. You see that?
Correct. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. And then the $350,000 payment came in on December 11, 2018, correct?
Correct.
All right. And that made a total of what, 1.3 million, we've decided, right? What was the total amount of the donations after the 12/11/2018 that were made towards Ms. Heard's $3.5 million pledge to ACLU?
1.3 million.
All right. Now, if Ms. Heard had just given $350,000 each year, what would the amount have been as of December 2018?
1,550,000. It would be 350,000, 350,000, 350,000. So that's 1,050,000.
Okay. And so she was effectively 250,000 ahead of that as of December 2018, correct?
Objection.
After Mr. Depp filed suit against Amber Heard on March 1, 2019.
I would object too. There's a big difference between 1.05 and 1.5 and 1.3. Big gap. That's why he was objecting. So you're saying it would be 1.5 million? No, it wouldn't be 1.5 million. It'd be 1,050,000. That's how much she would have owed up to that point. And she was at 1.3. Not 1.5.
But if any
Lawyer math.
Heard make to the ACLU towards her $3.5 million pledge.
No additional payments.
Now, this was also shown to you by Mr. Chu on one of his documents. It's ACLU document 3037, the 12/11/2018, $350,000 donation from Amber Heard Anonymous. Do you see that?
I do.
Now, the ACLU continues to recognize Amber Heard as an ambassador for the ACLU. Is that correct?
We do. She continues to be listed on our website.
May a donor deduct a donation before they actually make the payment to the ACLU?
No. Yeah, a deduction cannot be taken prior to when the deduction is made. The deduction is taken with respect to a tax year, so the deduction would have to be made within a tax year in order for it to be deducted that year.
Okay. Now, you also testified earlier about different sources of donations, and you said that someone can make a donation in honor to fulfill someone else's pledge. Do you recall that testimony?
A person can make a donor in honor of someone else. And when I said in honor of a person, I was more referring to, in memory of a person or in honor of, a new executive director of an organization. People make donations in honor of them. But a person certainly can make a gift and say that I would like to make this gift to the organization because I know that this other person has committed something to the organization and I'd like to pay that amount. A person can do that.
Now, was it your understanding with the letter from Mr. White that Mr. Depp was making a $100,000 payment on behalf of Amber Heard towards her $3.5 million pledge?
Yes, that gift from was in connection with the amounts that Amber had said that she wanted to contribute to the organization.
All right, and it's been your testimony, I think, that there was an error in not including that in your sales force. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, is it also your understanding that Elon Musk made the $500,000 payment towards Amber Heard's $3.5 million pledge?
Yes, we don't know that with absolute certainty, but that is our organization's understanding.
Okay, and you credited it towards Ms.
Do you notice what he said there? We don't know that for certain.
Isn't that lawyer speak for yes, but I don't want to say that?
Well, here's the fucked up part about it. he knows that Johnny Depp donated $100,000, and it was part of the payments that she was supposed to be making to the ACLU under that pledge that she made. All right, that's what Johnny Depp's lawyer, they made sure, like, this is part of her payment. This is no different than her making that $350 pledge or $100,000 amount. This is no different than that. It's just coming from us, making sure that it's taken care of. Okay. So she doesn't have to worry about it. It's done. Okay. As comparison to Elon Musk making a donation on her behalf, big difference. He's just making the donation on her behalf, never saying that it's going towards Amber Heard's debt that she owes, or promise, or pledge, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And this is what she's asking. He's weaseling around it.
Yes, we don't know that with absolute certainty, but that is our organization's understanding.
Okay, and you credited it towards Ms. Heard's pledge, correct?
Yes.
Does it matter to the ACLU where it comes from if it's tagged and said it's as part of this person's pledge?
We're always happy to receive funds from donors, and if a donor is unable to make a contribution of an amount that they said they intended to make, if they're able to have someone else make a contribution to the organization, that's completely fine by us.
It's still more money to ACLU, correct?
Correct.
And it's towards a pledge that you're hoping you can count on, correct?
Toward a pledge in the weak form of it, which is that somebody's making an intention, it would not be able to be satisfied in connection with a legally binding pledge.
Well, you did credit the $500,000 towards Amber Heard's pledge, correct?
Yes, we did.
And although you didn't initially credit the $100,000 payment by Mr. Depp towards her pledge, you agree that that should have been credited towards Amber Heard's pledge as well, correct?
Correct.
Now, we saw a document that Mr. Chu showed you a short while ago that indicated that Elon Musk made some other significant contributions, including $1 million and $5 million that were separate and apart from the $500,000, correct? Is that
Correct.
okay? Now, Mr. Chu asked you if the ACLU benefited from the fact that Amber Heard pledged or donated the $3.5 million. And I think your answer was that you benefit whenever there's donations made and the publicity associated with it. What, if any, benefit would the ACLU have had if Amber Heard pledged or donated $1.3 million?
You're muted.
There's a big difference between pledge and donate, and she's trying to tie them in together every time she says that. Pledge or donated, 1.3 million.
As opposed to 3.5 million.
If I understand your question correctly, I think that it is always a positive thing to report on donations made to the ACLU.
Mr. Dougherty, you testified to a number of documents about the op-ed and the back and forth with the attorneys and everything else. Are you aware of any evidence at any stage of the op-ed drafts through publication that Amber Heard did not rely on her counsel's advice?
You know, it's really screwed up, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a notification like that 2 hours ago. I started streaming this. Isn't that
From
so
Rumble?
bad? Yeah.
Rumble always does that. It's terrible.
Like if my stream was only 2 hours long, you would have missed the whole stream.
Yeah, it does that.
Thanks, Rumble.
Thanks, Rumble, cocksuckers.
From what I know, Ms. Heard involved her attorneys and made changes to the op-ed based on the advice of her attorneys.
And so my question is, are you aware of any evidence that would suggest that Amber Heard did not rely on the advice of her attorneys?
Based on my investigation, I'm not aware of a situation where she did not rely on her attorneys.
Thank you. And I'm going to make a reference to their exhibit number 31. This is
How is any of that relevant?
Jerry Johnson was writing an email.
How is what?
How is any of that relevant about her following advice of counsel? That's not for this guy to answer. That's for Amber to answer. Did you follow all the advice from counsel? Yes, I did. Okay, thank you. So it's not your fault you're a complete retard. No, it's not. It's theirs.
Yeah. Well, we know this, but
how is this a question? How is that a question for this guy? How is he meant to know if she followed advice of counsel?
Okay.
Are they?
Because All right. So, and I can answer this. It's pretty simple. The reason why Ben Chu didn't object to that question or the answer is because the ACLU was working with our counsel in this PR. Okay. And he knows for a fact that her counsel was handling this. And that's why he can answer it, is because he knows. Because he's been in contact with their counsel, and the counsel we're handling this.
They've already pierced confidentiality on some things then.
Yeah, I mean, confidential, that's not really confidential stuff. I mean, you break confidentiality as soon as you speak to anybody outside of your counsel. I mean, she's probably told she's told the ACLU, my counsel is handling this. Speak with them on it. And she's basically given permission for them to speak about it. There's certain limits to confidentiality. Now they can't ask him what the contents of that is, because then that would be breaking confidentiality if there was any there. Like her counsel would be able to say the conversations that they were actually having or how they were handling it, but they can say that they were speaking and that they were handling it, and he knew that they were handling it. He spoke to that earlier.
And he listed a number of
Makes
topics.
sense.
Was it your understanding that the ACLU chose a number of those topics, of course, subject to Amber's approval, but it was their idea on some of these issues and to address in the op-ed?
My understanding is that those were ACLU issues that Jerry Johnson came up with that might have been issues that could be covered in the op-ed.
All right. I assume for your next witness is a remote witness, correct? And I assume it'll take longer than 30 minutes. Is that it?
All right. So there we go. We have finished up day 11 because the next one was Mr. Conley. And so we finished up part 1 and part 2 of that day. Holy shit. Oh, no, we didn't finish up all of part 2. There's still more part 2 on that. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I can look really super quick. Watch later, because I think there was on the part 2 portion of it. I'll double check. No, that was it. That was all there was in part 2. I could remove that one. Remove from playlist. And remove from playlist. There we go. So, is this the part where we take it over to Rumble? Or do we want to get into a little bit here of what we're going to be doing over on Rumble?
We can tell them what we're doing on Rumble. Then we'll put our Rumble links in the chat so that they know where to follow us.
See, you are so smart. I never think of these things.
All right. So
let me do here quick and let me see here. I've got Rumble here somewhere.
Got yours in the chat already.
See, you're awesome. Damn.
And then there's mine.
Really?
So
you put it in the chat?
I put it in the wrong chat. I bet.
It happens.
So got your link.
And
got my link.
Because
I'm like trying to copy them both to your chat, my chat, everybody's chat. There we go.
Message. There we go. And as soon as I see yours, I will put it over in my Rumble chat. So that way people can follow yours over there. And where is it?
Told you guys I'm retarded.
You're not retarded.
Nobody ever believes me.
You're better at this than I am.
Am I though?
Yes. You're so much better at this than I am. You're like
cheesy.
What'd you say, Baldo?
I said I got you. I just posted it in your Rumble.
Thank you. Copy. And there we go. I don't know if I can pin that up there. Nope, can't pin it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I was going to mute you. It's like, no. I was like, I thought that was a pin. I was like, no, I don't want to mute Baldo Gagger. But yeah, so we can sort of give an idea of what we got going on here. And,
All right. So we've got the court documents from Ghislaine's court session. And then we also have some of the information I found about the Iowa school shooting.
yes. So yeah, this is Virginia Guffrey against Ghislaine. Ghislaine. And so this is like, oh, Rizzo's there. Ronaldo Rizzo. So it just basically these are appearances by Farmer Jeffy, and I mean this is not all of them, but a good portion of the documents, and it is extensive. There's certain parts of this that we're going to actually, and if I'm not mistaken, it's right in here somewhere in one of these. That's Joanna Soberg or something like that. I don't know how her name is pronounced. And then we get in here to, I believe this is, I'll double check.
Now, we're probably not going to finish this all in one stream. Just putting
this
it
is
out.
not going to be finished.
There is quite a few pages.
Yeah. We might, if you're up for it, we might do some of this on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm off at 4 on Saturday, so I'll be home by like 5 p.m. my time, which is 8 p.m. your time.
Hey, that might work. Do it for like an hour or something like that. Or 2.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm cool with whatever.
Either way is fine.
Yeah. I mean, and what we can do is shorten our other stuff down a little bit and go over this if you wanted to, because this is intense. I mean, you've got the Billionaires Playboy Club, I mean, look at this. This is insane. Videotape deposition of Virginia Guffrey. I mean, that's Denver, Colorado, for KLA, shorthanded reporter, registered professional reporter, real-time reporter, notary public in Colorado. I mean, these are complaints, declarations, and it goes in depth.
Yep.
I mean, it talks about her like burning books and crap like that. It took me a while to figure out how this was read. So you read this side, and then
left, and then you move over to the right.
Right. So that's 9. That's 8, 9, 10.
Abomination
10,
said we
11,
should read it
12.
like unbreaded. We can't do that with this document.
No,
unfortunately.
No, it's pretty dark stuff, and so we don't want to do the bad stuff over here on the Rumbles on the YouTube side, because we don't know how much YouTube is going to allow us to read of all of this. That's the bad part about it. So YouTube, if you want to have our business, it's a wonderful thing. You make your terms of service very fucking clear. Assholes.
Yep.
You become fucking mamby-pamby little bitches. We don't know. We don't know anything about what would be correct or appropriate on your fucking terms of service because you don't make them goddamn clear. So make your shit clear, and we can fucking talk. Then we know what we're doing. It's really simple. I don't know why they haven't figured this crap out yet. They've been doing this longer than I have.
Yeah, their stupid rules are too vague, and it's like, well, thanks, but we don't know what are no-no topics or no-no words.
Right. That's like there could be things in this document that as soon as I show it, they're like, oh, that's not allowed. They can make it up on the fucking fly. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Is today Thursday already? That means I'm off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fuck, I am off tomorrow. I'm going to sleep in. Maybe a little bit. And then I'm going to probably game a little bit tomorrow because it's cold as fuck out. I'm not going outside and doing work. I mean, I have to do something, but I want to limit it what I have to do. I'm making a beef stew tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yep, I got the stew meat. I'm unthawing it as we speak. That's going to make some good, yummy stuff. Yeah, it's going to be nice.
All right, so dinner at your house tomorrow night? Gotcha.
Dinner at my house. Yeah, I will be wearing my pajamas and my fuzzy slippers, making beef stew. That'll get the ladies excited. Doesn't it sound exciting to you? All right, so what we'll do is I'll kick this thing out for the YouTube side, and I'll keep it on Twitter. So if you're watching over there on Twitter, we'll keep it over there. Twitter at least is pretty clear about what they allow and don't allow. Other than that, all right, we'll catch you guys over on the Rumble side. Thanks for hanging out here on the YouTube. We'll see you in a bit.
Fist yourself, you fucking idiot!